Hello, I'm Didi. I'm from my crochet project. This is a tutorial about how to make this beautiful stranded Tunisian square or tile. It's the vintage Norwegian tiles project, and in the year 2025 we will launch 4 different designs every month. And these designs you can make them in different ways. This is the stranded Tunisian crochet technique. There's another video about the two-colored mosaic Tunisian crochet. So every month there are 2 videos about how to make one of the designs. And at Ravelry I have a pattern with 4 different designs. So in this video I will show you this one. And as you can see, it really looks like a knitted square, but it isn't. It is a Tunisian crochet square, and I will show you how to do it. So please grab your yarn and your Tunisian hook, and we will start. Okay, let's start. We start to chain 25 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And after that we pull up 25 loops, and the first loop is already at the hook. You skip this first stitch because that is this loop, and then into the second we pull up the second loop. 3, 4, 5, so 25 loops. So 25 loops. Oh, I'm moving the camera. 25 loops at the hook, and then you do just like in normal crochet. The first loop, one one single crochet, pull the loop through 1 loop, grab the yarn, and then through 2 loops. And we repeat this, the complete pattern. The first stitch at the end of the row is yarn over through 1 loop, and then after that yarn over through 2 loops. We do that, I will show you later, because the sides will be very nice, neat, and beautiful when you do it like that. So the last stitch, pull yarn through 1 loop, and then pull yarn through 2 loops. Well, this is the back way, and we're almost there. So this is the foundation row, maybe that's the word. The foundation row for Tunisian crochet. I will try to stick in the middle of the camera, and Minnie is playing with her bone, so I will give it back to her and then I'll come back to you. When this is the first video from me you're watching, Minnie is our little Pomeranian, and she's interrupting sometimes, but well, I don't mind, and I hope you don't mind too. Okay, this was the foundation row. So the first row of this chart is just knit stitches. And when you want to know more about how to read this Tunisian mosaic charts, and then the stranded ones, I have made a video about how to read the chart with tips and tricks and explanations. So I don't do that in this video too much, just a little. So if you want to know more, please check that video. So this row is just knit stitches, and the knit stitches are just through the loop. So here is the loop just through the middle of the loop, and also from the knit stitches there is a nice video, a slow one, how to make these stitches. So row 1 in this chart, just knit stitches, and we are almost at the end of the first row. So nothing to do with 2 colors, just 1 color, just to the last stitch. And now I'm at the last stitch. To do the last stitch, you turn your work like this, and you see 2 loops, these 2. You insert your hook there, grab the yarn, and pull up a loop like that. And just like I said before, the first stitch is yarn over through 1. and then yarn over through 2. That is to make this beautiful side. And then we continue the way back just when we are at the start of our work again. So when we have done the first row of knit stitches, you see the first row of finished knit stitches here, and the second row of, well, half made stitches are there. In the chart of this pattern we are doing, the second row is also knit stitches, white knit stitches, so the loops of that white knit stitches are already made. We just have to finish them. So to make this row, we are going to the chart in row 3. So the foundation row is actually 1. The first row of knit stitches is 2. So now we are up to row 3. And in row 3, when you have bought the chart, you see that the first 2 stitches are just white knit stitches. We have the corner stitch and 2 white knit stitches like this. And after these stitches, the second color comes up, and we just pull the loop like this to pull up the yarn just through the middle, just like a normal knit stitch, only you take the new color. In the end we will sew in these ends, but now you can leave it there. The second stitch is also a yellow one. So the chart is 2 white stitches, 2 yellow stitches, and after these stitches there's 1 white again. Remember what I explained, or remember, I don't know if you have seen my video about the Christmas ornaments. There I explain how to work in the stranded knitting stitches in the Tunisian way. What you have to keep in mind is 1 color you need at the top and 1 color at the bottom. For this chart I take the yellow yarn for the top and the white one at the bottom. What means when I'm finished with the yellow yarn and I want it on top, I'll leave it here when I make the white stitch. So here is my white yarn, and what you see is when I grab that, it's below the yellow yarn. So the yellow yarn is on top and the white yarn is below. There was 1 white stitch here, so this is the white stitch, and the yarn color, what you have decided to leave below, you just leave it when you're done. So just drop it, and when you have dropped it, you grab the yellow yarn again. And the chart says there are 2 more yellow stitches. So this is 1, and this is 2. Actually there are 3 colored stitches. I didn't look right. So 3 colored stitches like this. And then when you're done with the yellow yarn, we needed that one on top, so I grab it here. White again, 1 white stitch. It's also important you don't keep the stitches like this, but you make them, just use your hook to spread them, because when you spread them all the time, your work won't be too tight. Just loose and relaxed. Don't pull the yarn too much, just relax. We have just used a white stitch, and remember the yarn, what we decided to have it at the downside. I forget all the words. Just to leave it below, so just drop it. And then grab the yellow yarn, because when we drop it and we grab the yellow yarn, you see the yellow yarn is on top. After this 1 white stitch, we need 2 yellow stitches. You can also, what I do like this, grab the yellow yarn in your left hand and stretch it a bit and make the 2 yellow stitches. And when you are done, take it in your right hand again. But before this, I did it like this. Hold it in your right hand, make a stitch, and just like with knitting, you do it like this. Well, when you start doing this, please make some test pieces or just try what is the way you prefer. When I'm doing these tiles, I changed the methods. What it feels good. So I don't have a way what I prefer. Mostly I grab it in my left hand, but you can do it in the right hand as well. I'm done with the yellow, you see, because the last stitch is the yellow one. It's important to keep it here. That's the only tip I can give you what really works. One loop in white, drop it, grab the yellow yarn, 2 in yellow, stretch it a bit to keep the yarn nice and relaxed in the back. After the 2 yellow stitches, 1 white one, and don't split the yarn, drop the white one, grab the yellow one again, 3 yellow ones, 1, 2, 3, at the sides, grab the white again, 1 white stitch in the next, drop it, 2 yellow ones. My coffee machine is cleaning. All those noises. When I want to video, there is always noise. Well, I don't want, but well, I don't mind really. 2 white stitches and then 2 stitches at the end, like this, with 1 loop. So this is the first row of the stranded Tunisian knit stitch. We can't see actually a thing because we can see it in the 4th row, but we have made the 3rd now, and we have placed the colored loops where we want to have a stitch in the next row when we make the next row. The way back is a little different than the normal way back in normal Tunisian crochet, because when you do the stranded Tunisian crochet, you do the back with the same color changes as the front part, and I will show you how to do it. It's actually exactly the same way as we did it before. So keep in mind the yellow yarn on top and the white yarn below. We have the white yarn to start with, as you can see. So we make first yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we have made the white stitches, and when the colored stitch appear, you take the colored yarn. So when the stitch color change, you grab the new yarn. So when the color appear, just take it. So we have the white yarn, remember, just drop it, grab the yellow yarn, pull it over, pull through 2, pull it over, pull through 2, and then you see the white one appears. So I keep the yarn here and grab the white, yarn over, and now it's really important, don't pull the yarn too tight, you see what I mean, because then your work will curl. Just relax, keep the top of the hook on top of the stitch like this, and pull the yarn through like that. And all the time I'm working this, I stretch it a little bit. Tunisian work hasn't very much stretch, so you can't do it enough. Just pull it a little bit, and when you got the hang of it, this will go really quick. Now you think, well, this takes ages to make 1 row. In the beginning it is, but when you have the hang of it, it works really great. I've made the white one, just drop it, grab the colored one, and pull it through 2 loops like this, relaxed, very relaxed like this, you see. And this pattern don't have too much stitches after each other. When there are a lot of stitches, well, when you have done some stranded knitting or some farrell knitting, you know you have to block the stitches in the back. I will show you that when we have a chart what has that. This one is very nice and easy, and that's why this one is very easy to start with the stranded Tunisian crochet. There's a white stitch here, so I keep the yarn at the sides and grab my white yarn and get it relaxed through the stitch. You see? Drop it. 1 and 2, like that. Just give it some slack. There's a white stitch appearing, so grab the white yarn and get it through. Drop the white yarn. For me it's more easy to keep it in my left hand, I notice now. Get it through, and I don't know what happened here. I pull my stitch out because this stitch is turned. You see what I mean? So when I made the knit stitch, one way or the other I inserted it in the wrong. No, I didn't. Oh, I don't know what. Forget about this. I'm sorry. We just continue. It's so easy with this that it isn't like knitting. You drop the stitches, you just go back and do it again. Grab the yarn, through 2, grab the yarn, through 2. At the sides, the white yarn again, grab the yarn, through 1, the yellow again, 1, 2, 3, at the sides, the white again. Just you saw that this was a little like this. You can pull a little but stretch it. Through the 1 white loop, grab the yellow again, 2 loops at the sides, and this is the first return pass of our stranded Tunisian project. It's curling, I know, that's Tunisian, but we will handle that when we block it. I will show you in the end what it will look like. So this is after 3 rows. The 4th row, we start with 3 Tunisian stitches, because the first is already at our hook. So 3 Tunisian knit stitches. So find the first loop and be aware that you take the right insert and you insert in the right stitch. 1, 2, and all this can be on top of your hook. Just pull your hook through like this. So 3 white stitches. Remember the white yarn, drop it and grab the yellow yarn. When you know what to do, it's actually very easy, isn't it? 2 yellow stitches, 1, 2, and remember when you're done with that, in your right hand and grab the white one again. 1 white stitch, drop it, grab the yellow one to make 1 colored knit stitch, and now it is turned, you see, and this one as well. I don't know what I did with those stitches, but we can fix that. Maybe it's nice to show you. So we go 1 step back, because the loop, just like with knitting, I increase my that you see it, zoom in. You see, when you normally you insert in the knit stitch like this, but then my stitch is one way or the other turned. This won't happen very much, but now it happens. So just to fix that, we insert from the other way like this. You see what I mean? Oh, I'm there. Just insert through the hole like this, and when you do that, your stitch is the same as that stitch. You see? I hope this happens not too many times. So drop the white yarn and grab the yellow yarn, So when you start with this, check the place of your stitches, because sometimes, well, just sometimes it isn't right. Grab the whites like this. Okay, so I made 3 white stitches, 2 yellow ones, 1 white, 1 yellow one, 1 white, and after this 2 yellow ones. So grab the yellow yarn, and these stitches are normal again, so just insert your hook. The only thing what I want to say is be aware of how the stitches look, how you insert your hook. After this, 3 white stitches. 1. Oh, I suddenly know why this is. I think this is when I hold my yarn in the right or in my left hand, the yellow yarn. We are going to test that. You see, I'm learning while doing as well. After the 3 white stitches, I have my yellow yarn, and I keep it in my right hand just to see if this stitch in the next row is wrong. So I do it like that. So now I grabbed it in my right hand, and after this I will keep it in my left hand. So just see if after the 3 stitches in the next row, we can see if this stitch is turned yes or no. The first yellow stitch, and after that I need a second, so I make the second in my left hand, like this. Put it back there, 1 white one, drop it, 1 yellow one, 1 white one, 2 yellow ones, and 3 white ones. 1, 2, and 3. We are at the last stitch, and remember, turn your work a little bit to grab that 2 strands at the end. Make 1 stitch on top of it. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, through 2, yarn over, through 2. The yellow stitch appears, so I just drop my white yarn and grab the yellow one, yarn over, through 2, yarn over, through 2. The white stitch appears, yarn over, through 1, drop it, yarn over, oh, I'm sorry, yarn over, through 1, yarn over, 1, drop it, grab the yellow one again, yarn over, through 2, through 2, and don't take 3 stitches, that's 1 too much. Yarn over, yarn over, yarn over. You see, when the stitch appears, you change color. I'm fighting with my yarn. That's always happening when I have the camera on. That's the white one, the yellow one, the white one, the yellow one, and at the last 3 stitches, or actually 4 stitches, are the white stitches, like this. So this was row 4, and you see that a little bit the pattern is appearing. Well, this really looks a little, well, maybe difficult, but in the end it's so very, very beautiful. So the next row, and in the next row we are in row 5. We start with one white stitch, and remember the yellow yarn on top and the white stitch below. So like this, the white stitch, pull through like this, one white stitch, and then after that one yellow stitch. So I grab it back in my left hand to make the first stitch like this. So give it some nice slack, and then the white again for 2 white stitches, 1, and this, yes, just through the stitch. Keep checking if you make the knit stitch just in between the stitch. That's very important. Drop the white yarn, grab the yellow one to make 2 yellow stitches, 1, 2, yellow at the sides, 1 white stitch, drop the white yarn, 2 yellow stitches, 1 and 2 at the sides, 2 white stitches, 1 and 2, 1 yellow stitch at the sides, and here is the last white stitch of the last row. We need 2 white stitches, and the next stitch I did with my yellow yarn in my left hand, and as you can see, this stitch is twisted. So from now on I only take the yarn in my left hand, the yarn which is on top, because, well, the stitches don't twist. So I'm sorry if I told it wrong at the start. You can do it, but then all your stitches are twisted. So you just have to insert your hook in another way. 2 yellow stitches. So again, when you hold the yellow yarn in your right hand and do it like you are knitting, your stitches are twisted, and you have to insert your hook the other way to make the knit stitch. Do you know what I understand? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And so after this we need one white stitch again, drop the yarn, grab the yellow to make 2 yellow stitches, and the back, you see, is really, there's really a lot on top of it, and that's correct, but it actually doesn't really matter how many strands are on top. It is important that you are in between the last row and the next row when you insert your hook for the knit stitch. That's the most important thing. Okay, so this was 2. Do I say that's good? What did we do? I'm sorry. This wasn't white, it was a yellow one. So 2 yellow ones, 1 white one, and then after that 2 yellow ones. And then at the sides 2 white ones. Drop it, and then the yellow one for the last yellow stitch at the side to get the yarn on top, 1 knit stitch, and then 1 stitch at the end again. And you can see why that last stitch is important. You see, it's a beautiful, well, knitted side. I am thinking, in Holland we have a saying, praten en breien gaat niet samen, and that means talking and knitting doesn't go together. You make mistakes then. Well, obviously that is exactly what happened here. So I hope you still understand what I'm doing. That's important in a tutorial, isn't it? Okay, we have done the forward pass from row 5. we have made that one extra stitch, so we can just start the way back. There's the yellow one, so grab the yellow yarn, give it some slack, when the white yarn, 1 and 2, drop it, the yellow yarn, 1 and 2 at the sides, the white yarn, and then the yellow yarn again. I really like doing this. The Tunisian is started for me just last year with the Norwegian Wonderland blanket. Well, it's just very addictive, and well, I'm really happy that Juliana found out this way to do the Tunisian crochet as well, because well, I love the how the knitted projects, what they look like. I love the feel of the fabric, and I love those knit stitches so very much, so that it's possible to do those in crochet, well, I couldn't dream about that. So I'm really happy that we found out this way too, and that Juliana tested this way to crochet to make, well, actually Fair Isle Tunisian work. It's great, isn't it? It's mosaic, it's the official name, I think, but well, as I said before, I didn't find any knitted stranded knitted Tunisian work. We found stranded Tunisian simple stitches, but not like this. And well, I think this actually really does look even better. So this is after row 5, but that's of course personal. When you think when you're at row 5 now and you think, well, this is really difficult, please be aware that I think I've tested 5 tiles and only now I'm relaxed with this. So please give it a try before you can decide if you like it or not, because it is a little bit of thinking, but when you have done a few, well, the thinking will be less, I promise. Row 6. The first stitch is already at your hook, and be aware that you don't insert your hook in this loop. You see what I mean? Just take the right stitch for the knit stitch, because oh, you see what I do wrong now? My white is on top and my yellow is below, so that's wrong, because I need the yellow on top. Always. And why? Because then your yarn won't twist. That first white stitch, after that 2 yellow stitches. Drop the whites, 1 and 2, 2 white stitches, 1, 2, 3 yellow stitches, 1, 2, 3. I have to grab some yarn. It's also important that you have some slack in your yarn, that it's not too tight, because then your work will be tight as well. Always keep it relaxed and loose, relax and loose. That's very important in the stranded crochet. 2 white ones, and then after that I need 3 colored ones, and I did something wrong. Where is my mistake? I'm not sure what I did wrong, but I think I forgot a stitch, so I started again. 1 white one, 2 colored ones, 2 white ones, and now 3 colored ones. And in my case these are yellow ones, 1, 2 and 3, and now they are at the right place. 2 white ones, 3 yellow ones, 2 white ones, 3 yellow ones. It's a nice repeat this. Of course you can, when you like the tiles and you like this pattern very much, you can multiply them. So do 2 times the 25 stitches, or maybe 3 times the 25 stitches. You can make a whole blanket with this pattern if you like. So that's the fun part about these little projects. You can make little ones, but you can make big ones as well. I really like designing things, what you can make personal. Do you know what I mean? That you can do multiple things with it. You can, well, I hope we will make a cardigan of this one, or of these styles. But if you like them so much, you can make one big one and make a cardigan with that as well. So please choose. Oh, I take the yellow yarn. I need the white one. So please choose whatever you like, and think about it before you start, what your plans are with the tiles. In this 2025 call, we make several tiles every month for different charts, and you can make the charts like we do now, with white as a basic color and then yellow in the colored part. But you can do it the other way around as well. So the whites, make the white yellow and the yellow white, and then it's the same chart and another square. So actually my plan for this year is to make 8 different squares, so 4 charts with 8 different squares every month. So at the end of the year we have 96 different tiles, and with that, well, it's really possible to make or a cardigan or a blanket, or well, I'm sorry, whatever you like. It makes me sneeze. So it's a project you can, well, you can do a whole lot of different things with this. But as I said, if you like one chart especially very, very much, just take that chart and make a whole blanket of it. I really like to see what you guys are doing with this, because, well, it's very addictive, this technique, and it's always nice to see what people do with your designs, and using other colors, other yarn size, really makes a complete different, gives a complete different look. Okay, this was row 6, and the pattern is really appearing a little bit. And when we block it in the end, this curling will stop. I will show you after I blocked it. Okay, after row 6, row 7, and we are at 1/4 of the pattern already. It really, really goes very quickly, doesn't it? I try to keep my hands in the middle of the video. That's sometimes a little bit different, and now I do the same mistake as last time. My yellow yarn on top and my white yarn below. The first stitch is a knit stitch, a white one, and the second is a white one as well. Drop it and grab the yellow to make 2 yellow stitches. 1 and 2. Give it some slack. Remember, don't do this too tight. When you are at this point and you think, well, my work is really too tight and I don't like it, then now is the moment to wind it off and start again. I do that as well, because, well, I know how I am. When I continue, when I see something I did wrong and I continue, then in the end I don't like it, and, well, then I don't use it or don't look at it anymore. So it's better, for me, it's better to start again. But of course, that's personal. And when you're practicing this, it's, well, I've started over and over again a few times, like I said before. Well, just as long as I liked what I was doing. And from these yellow ones, my plan is to make a cardigan, and it's important that, well, they all look good, doesn't they? Because I'm sure otherwise I won't wear it. I am kind of big, so for me the cardigan probably has more tiles than yours, but well, we will see that later in the year. This is just the first one to show you. And the last stitch, but I have to make plans for this, and the plans are as a real designer appearing in my head, and I really hope they will work out as nice as I think they will. And then the yellow stitches, and I think when you have come as far as this, you really got the hang of it. The yellow one. And then the whites again. The yellow again. Give it some slack, remember. I will also try in this call. I want to show you a lot in YouTube, but I will try to make silent videos as well. Obviously, this first one is in silence because I have to explain a few things. But the next one, I will try and make it silent and then write in the box below what I'm doing, because then you know how to make the stitches, and it's, well, maybe not important. I talk with it. For me, that's more easy because I can video in the evenings when my husband is at the couch next to me. And maybe for you the same thing. You don't have the sound on, and in silence you can see what I'm doing as well. We just try it out. When it doesn't work or people don't like it, I will make them with saying what I'm doing again. But well, the next tile I'll try to make it in a silenced one, and I'm very curious what you guys think about that. The next row is row 8, and row 8 is starting with a white stitch again. So the first stitch, a white stitch, drop the white yarn, and then one yellow stitch, one white stitch, two yellow. It's a kind of pattern repeat in this one. And 3 white ones. Two yellows. One white. One yellow. One white. Grab my yarn. Two yellow, and then again 3 whites. At the chart I have made the square where is the repeat. 2 yellow ones, 1 white, 1 yellow, and at the end 1 and 2. whites. Okay, the way back. 1 white stitch, 1 yellow stitch, 1 white stitch, 2 yellow stitches, 3 white stitches, 2 yellow stitches, 1 white stitch. Oh, it won't work. 1 yellow stitch, and this is too fast for you. Please go back to the start of the video to see the explanation of the stitches, and of course you can slow down what I'm doing. Well, don't listen to my talking then, but then you can see what I am doing a little bit slower. But when I do the complete tile in slow motion, this video will take 3 hours or more. Look at this, I like this one. It's just a little like leaves. I will show you in the end how I find this pattern. I bought a blanket in Norway, or in Sweden actually, and I like this design very much. Okay, row 8, we continue with row 9, and now I have the yellow nice below. When you turn your work every time exactly the same way, well, you have less problems with the yarn curling and winding together. So that's why I dropped the white one and the yellow one on top. When you do every time exactly the same, you can continue this ferrule crochet or stranded crochet in a very easy way. And when you don't grab them and don't make a kind of system for yourself, I'm sure this isn't fun at all then. So the little rules I'm telling you, please find your way with this, then it's nice and relaxed to crochet. And when you drop it every time and put the yellow or the colored one at the side, when you are used to that, it goes, I'm looking for the word, you don't need to do it, I can't find the word. It's easy to do. That's what I'm trying to say. When you do it the same way every time, it's nice and easy, and you don't have to think about what you're doing. That's what I'm saying. But when you have to unwind and have tangled yarns every time, well, it's not nice and relaxing, isn't it? And maybe then you give up, and that would really be a pity, because this is so nice to do. The last 2 yellow stitches, and now we are at the side again to make that last corner stitch, and we start the way back in row 9. It's 25 rows, of course. We have cast on 25 stitches, and when we make 25 rows as well, well, most of the time the squares or the tiles are squared, and when they're not, you can make them squared. When you wash them, give them a little bath, and block them, because when you block them, you can make them the shape you really want. I prefer blocking before you put them all together, because then you can it's after when you join them, it's more easy as well. Okay, it's hard to show you with this curling thing, but the pattern is appearing. And just to show you how big mine is with the Winter Glow from Hobby, it is, I think, about 15. Even to show you how large it is hard. See, it's 14, and after blocking it was about 15 centimeters, which is very large, because the others I'm doing in the normal mosaic crochet. The colored ones, they are, I think, about 10 or 11 centimeters. I will measure them and put that in the chart, but at this point when I'm making this video I don't know it exactly. But of course I will write it down what the sizes are, because of course the size depends on what hook size you need and on what yarn size you work with. And I'm using a hook size a little smaller than most people, so maybe yours, when you use the Hobby Winter Glow yarn, for example, your squares will be bigger. I think my way to crochet is very loose, that I need a smaller hook. You have to test that, what's the best combination from your yarn and your hook when it looks best. So what I did when I started this, I just tried 3 sizes, 1/2 millimeter up and 1/2 millimeter down. You feel it and you see it immediately what is the best combination, because when your hook is too large you don't see the pattern appearing very much, and when you make it too tight you can't find the stitches anymore. So I'm sure you will find your way. I need 2 of those. You will find your right combination, and when you have made your first square and it's just a little too tight, well, that really isn't a problem, because you can stretch them with the blocking technique, and then maybe grab 1/2 millimeter bigger for the next you make. Well, the fun part for me, the fun part is the most important thing, because it's our hobby, isn't it? So it has to be while doing, relaxing and fun. So the yarn hook combination is one very important thing for that. When you don't have the right combination, it costs you fun, because then there is, well, it isn't nice to do and maybe you don't like your work. So please take some time to make your best combination of yarn and hook size, what works best for you. Okay, the yellow. I'm frogging a little bit. The white one. And then the yellow one. I hope my hands going over the work won't bother you, but showing you what I'm doing and making the work a little easy is sometimes hard. So I try to check my camera every now and then that you still see what I'm doing, and well, it's not bothering you that my hands are going on top, but I know they are sometimes, so I'm sorry if you don't like that, but it's the best way to show you what I'm doing now. And as there are, it's a lot of handwork, you see. I can't do it anyway else. I try. And the last two yellow stitches, and then the last 3 white stitches. So this was row 10. It goes really quickly. Row 11. Okay, grab my yarn. 11 starts with 1 white knit stitch and then 1 yellow stitch, 1 white, and then 2 yellows, 3 whites, 2 yellows, 1 white, 1 yellow, and 1 white, 2 yellows, 3 whites, I will show you the back after this row. I didn't do that before, did I? 2 yellows, and then 1 white, and 1 yellow, and then we are at the side. 1 normal knit stitch and 1 corner stitch. I'm sorry, what did I do? 1 corner stitch like this. So this is the front after 11 rows. It doesn't have many stretch, but enough stretch, as you can see. And this is the back, looking a lot like stranded knitting, isn't it? And you see that my yarn tension needs some perfection as well, but when you stretch it, you see it's nice and flat. So this is also why 3 stitches is maybe the most to get your strand, to let your strand pass. So more than 3 stitches we need an extra, just like the Fair Isle knitting, an extra twist in the yarn. But in the next style, as I told you before, I will show you how to do that. But this is why that's important, because, well, when you make a cardigan of it and there are very long strands, I'm sure you will see that and they will pull out easily, and we don't want that. So 3 stitches for me is the most to skip without twisting the yarn. And when you make a blanket, I'm sure it's important too that there are not too long strands in the back, because, well, when your fingers are behind, or, well, I don't want to think about a baby blanket for this, because when little fingers or toes are there, it can be a bit dangerous. So please be aware that you don't skip too many stitches with the strands. 1 yellow one, 1 white one, 2 yellow ones. So this was row 11. A white one and a yellow one again, and the last 2 white stitches. Okay, row 11 up to row 12, and we are almost halfway up. The yellow is below, as you can see, so my turn is the right way. 1 white stitch. After the 1 white stitch, 2 yellow stitches. 1, 2, 3 white stitches. 1, 2, 3. 1 yellow, 3 whites. 1, 2, 3. 3 yellow. 1, 2, 3, and I'm in the center again. I sometimes check if I'm at the right place, and I still am. 3 white stitches, 1 yellow stitch, 3 white stitches, and 2 yellows, and the last 2 white stitches. And the way back. One and 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 3 yellow stitches. 1, 2, 3. 2 whites. Oh no, 3 whites. I'm sorry. 3 whites. And one way or the other, I twisted my yarn, but it doesn't really matter. One yellow, because now I put it at the sides. 3 white stitches. Oh no, of course, at the way back, the yellow is down when I grab it at the right side. I think I forgot to tell you that, but well, when you just keep the yellow all the time at the right side and the white, drop the white, then you can't make any mistakes on the way, the forward pass and the back pass. But of course the yarn is then the other way, but you don't feel that. Just do it like I told you, and then everything will be fine. You see, it's appearing. So we continue with row 13. Well, here we are for row 13. When you see some differences, well, I paused the video for 1 week, so I'm videoing the second half of the video right now. So maybe the lights or whatever is a little bit different. But I will show you the next few rounds of this tile in this tutorial. And we're in row 13 now. I've made the first knit stitch, and after that first knit stitch there's a yellow stitch. Like that. And then 3 white stitches. So I have to find the middle of the camera again. And I'm ticking, so when my needle is on the board, when my hook, I mean, is on the board, you hear it, and well, I think that's a little annoying, so I try to avoid that. After the 3 whites, 3 yellow ones, put it aside, and then 3 white ones. 1, 2, 3. Then 1 yellow one, 3 white ones, 1, 2, 3, 3 yellow ones, 1, 2, and 3, 3 white ones. It's a row of all 3 stitches of the same color, so it's really easy. And then the last yellow stitch, and then the last white stitch, and then the corner stitch. 1 single crochet on top of it, and then we go the way back. And as it's for me a week ago, I have to think about what I'm doing too. As you maybe can see, 3 whites, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 yellows, 1, 2, 3, 3 whites, 1, 2, 3, and never forget to stretch your work, because in the end it all will look really more beautiful. 3 whites, 3 yellows, 3 whites, 1 yellow, and the last stitches in white. This is row 13. We continue in row 14, and 14 starts with 3 white knit stitches. So this is 1 and 2 and 3, then 2 yellow stitches, 1, 2, 1 white, 1 yellow, 1 white, 2 yellows, 3 whites, and we are passing the middle of our work, 2 yellows, 1 white, 1 yellow, 1 white. I need some sunshine here for my voice. I really do. All the coughing, and my voice is a bit rough. They now think I'm a little asthmatic, so I have some medication for that. So I really hope, as this is my problem every winter. Okay, this was row 14, the way back. And the way back starts with the 3 white stitches. Grab the yarn. It's important that you have enough loose yarn, not a tight line, because, well, as I said, nice and relaxed, all the stitches. 1 white one, 1 yellow one, 1 white one. So in this kind of crochet, you already noticed the front part is the same amount of work as the back part, but for me it's worth it. And these styles really feel very squishy. Is that the word? Soft. It's really nice for a cardigan, so that's what I really want to make with this. But it's a lot of work, so it's for the complete year 2025, I think. And I hope at the end of the year I can show you that beautiful cardigan. This was row 14 up to row 15. And row 15 starts again with 2 white stitches. 1 and 2. The yellow. And the yellow is not on top, so I have to change my yarn. And now it is. When it's a few stitches not on top, it's, well, doesn't really matter. It's just for tangling up, so that's why I check that the yellow is on top and the white is below, but I have told you that a few times. But when there's one stitch done in the wrong position, you don't have to repeat it really. It's just, well, when you continue doing it the wrong way, you have to unwind your balls of yarn, and when you don't mind, well, then it's okay. And talking and knitting is not a good thing, so when after this 1 white stitch, 2 yellow stitches, 1 white, 1 yellow, 1 white. I try to zoom out a little. Maybe it is a little bit better to see for you. Try this. A yellow one. It's better to see, isn't it? I continue in this way because the details of the stitches, well, you already know that. 2 yellow ones, 1 white one, 2 yellow ones, 1 white one, and this one I do wrong. 1 white one, 1 yellow, and the last 2 stitches in white. 1 single crochet on top, and we start the way back. And we are nearly at the end of this row. And the last 3. The last 3 white stitches. And now I have zoomed out, you can see it a little better. This is how it's going to look like. Row 16 starts with 2 white stitches. And after the white stitches, 2 yellow stitches. 1, 2, 1 white stitch, 3 yellow stitches. 1, 2, 3. 1 white stitch, 2 yellow stitches. And for me, it's another way to crochet because I want to video it. When I'm not videoing, you hold it in your lap. I did the last two. I skipped one. So this is a little bit harder to crochet. I checked the middle, and when the middle stitch is wrong, well, then I know I'm doing it wrong. So every now and then you have to check where you are, simply that you don't make mistakes. One time I checked when I was in row 24 and there was a mistake in row 3. I really didn't notice that, and well, then you're not happy with that. One white was it, and then 2 yellows, and after the 2 yellows, 2 whites to complete the row. Sometimes I tend to say complete the round because of our project 2024. The Norwegian Wonderland blanket was all in the round. So sometimes that's still in my mind. We did quite a few squares with that, so, and I still love that technique. I'm sure I will make more projects with that this year as well. I'm really not done with that. But this way of designing for the flat squares in mosaic, it's a little like painting. You can paint every design you like and make every design you like, because it's all you can do it with these stitches. In mosaic you have to accept a few rules, but in this O and V stitches actually everything is possible, just like the Fair Isle knitting. So for a designer there are multiple ideas, and well, my mind is full, but it's just the time to do it, and I want to show it in a proper way. So, well, one thing at a time. The yellow yarn on top again, and we continue in row 17. And it starts with 3 white stitches, 1 and 2 and 3, 2 yellow ones, 1 and 2, 1 white one. I split the yarn, this Winter Glow yarn is quite solid, so it won't split very easily. And for this color work in the stranded way, it works very easy, and it's very soft, and well, I think it works very well for this. Let's see what I'm doing, because I take the white yarn and I need the yellow yarn, but that's happened because I tangled them. Because after the 3 whites I need 2 yellow stitches. Now I have them. 1 white stitch, 1 yellow stitch, 1 white stitch, 2 yellows, and 3 white stitches. and the corner stitch. And we are at the way back. 3 white stitches, 2 yellow ones, 1 white one. What am I doing? 1 yellow one, 1 white one, 2 yellow ones, 1, 2, 3 white ones, 2 yellows, and we're almost at the start. Okie dokie. This was row 17. We continue in row 18, and we continue with one knit stitch like this, then 1 yellow stitch, and when the yarn is coming from a stitch from the other side, it's sometimes hard to grab it, but it's okay like this. 1 yellow one, 2 whites, 2 yellow ones, 1 white, it's the top, 2 yellow ones, and then 2 whites, 1 yellow just in the middle, 2 whites, 2 yellows, 1 white, 2 yellows, 2 whites, 1 yellow, and then the last stitches again, 1 white and a corner stitch, and the way back again. I will show you the back of the work again when we are at the start. You can see the stranded stitches because we are a long way up now. Look, you see, very nice. Okay, 18, and we continue in row 19 and 19 again. 1 knit stitch in white to start the row, and then we continue with 2 yellows, 1, 2, 2 whites, 1, 2, and then 3 yellows, 1, 2, and 3, 2 white stitches, 3 yellow stitches, 2 white stitches, and 3 yellow stitches. Two yellow stitches, 1 white, and in the end the corner stitch, and then the way back. It works really fast. Because we are in row 19 already, and as there are 24, we are almost in the end of our beautiful Norwegian tile. Two whites, and then again 2 yellows and 2 whites. Okie dokie. Row 20. 20 starts with 2 white stitches. And again, I want to replace my yellow yarn. 2 white stitches, 1 and 2, 2 yellow stitches, 1 and 2. I had to check my chart if I was doing it right, but I am. Then 2 white stitches, 1 yellow. I hope the video now a little bit further away is good for you, that you can see it. 2 white stitches, then 2 yellow ones. 1 white. One yellow one, 2 whites, 2 yellow, and 2 whites to close the row. The corner stitch, the way back. 2 white stitches, 2 yellow ones, 2 whites, So this was row 20. 21. 1 white stitch, 1 yellow, 1 white, and then 2 yellows, 3 whites, 2 yellow, 1 white, 1 yellow, 1 white, just right through the stitch. When you have done some, you see immediately when you do it wrong. And 2 yellows and 3 whites, 2 and 3, 2 yellows, 1, 2, 1 white. Yes, that one was right. I had to recheck. 1 yellow. Sometimes it looks just strange, so we repeat the white one again. That is better. And then the yellow one again. Yes. Then the white one and the corner stitch. The way back. Maybe after this first complete video tutorial, I won't show you the way back again, because, well, it's half of the time and the videos will be very long, and the way back is always the same. But maybe you can check the stitches again when you, well, didn't see it correct in the forward pass. And we're at the beginning again. Okay. Row 21, 22. And there are only 2 rows to go where something actually happens, because the last 2 rows are plain rows. So 1 white stitch, and then to continue with 2 yellow stitches. 1 white stitch and 2 yellows, 1 white, 2 yellows, 1 white, and then 3 yellows in the middle, so you can check. And as you can see, it is in the middle. 1 white, 2 yellows, 2 yellows, 1 white, and 2 yellows, one white and the corner stitch to end the row. The way back, 1, 2, 3 and 4, I would say, but that is not correct. I get it out because I did something wrong. 1 white, and after that 1 white were 2 yellows. And I said yellow, but I did white. Check and recheck. And when you do, just get a few stitches out and then you can do it again. One, 2, 1 white, and we are at the start of the row. 22 was this, and now 23, as I promised, the last row where something happens. And we start with 2 white stitches, and then after that 2 yellow stitches, 1 white, 1 yellow, 1 white, 1 yellow, 1 white, 2 yellows, 1 white in the middle, and then 2 yellows, 1 white, 1 yellow, 1 white, yellow, 1 white, and then 2 yellows, and after this 2 whites, and we are at the end of the row. And single crochet on top of it, and the way back. And the last few white stitches. Okay, as I said, these were the last stitches, or the last row where something happened. Row 24 and 25 are just white, so we can cut off our yellow yarn. We have the tail here, because then we have only one ball of yarn. So we continue with very simple, just white stitches all the way to the end, and that for row 24 and row 25, and then I come back with the bind off row. Okay, I continued with 2 rows of knit stitches, and the second row of white stitches has to be finished. Remember, what we're doing is always in the row below, so we do that in the bind off row. And to bind off, we just pull up some yarn and get it through the first stitch. So a knit stitch, and then like this through the first stitch. So that's very easy for the last row. And when you do that, you see you finish. Here are the stitches not finished, and here are the stitches finished. So we have 2 rows, just like where we started with 2 plain rows. We have 2 plain rows in the end. When you make squares, they have to be squares, haven't they? So this is the bind off row, and in the meantime I will thank you very much for watching my tutorial video. I hope you liked it. When you have questions, please put them in the description box below, because I will check those, and I can answer you if you have some trouble making these. The charts of these tiles are at Ravelry, as I said before. This is one design, and there are 4 designs each month. And when you like the tutorials, please follow me in the description box below. You will make me very happy when you do that. And when you don't like them, well, please skip it and find some others. Well, Minnie is saying goodbye as well, as you can hear. When this one is done, I will block it, make it wet and block it. And when it's all dried, I will make a picture of it and put it in the end of this video, so you can see how it looks like. Because as you can see, it's curling up. That's completely normal with Tunisian. But when we have blocked it, it's really, well, normal and flat. One time more the back of the work. Some are a little loose, but it doesn't matter. But it shows that you can't do more than 3 stitches, skip more than 3 stitches with the color change, because otherwise these loops will be very big, and well, you can. That doesn't work when you make a cardigan, isn't it? So thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye bye.